getting that ideal customer and letting the less than ideal customers go. What are your thoughts there?
Okay, Mark, it's not that, I don't think that people don't take it seriously, but I've been a partner in 25 businesses, okay? My ad agency's been around for 3 decades. You know who I want to sell to? Everybody. Anybody who has the money. And that's wrong because not every client is ideal. And what defines an ideal client? There's a whole bunch of A, B, C, D, a whole bunch of line items under the ideal client. What does the ideal client look like? The ideal client to Heather, the ideal client to you, and the ideal client to me are 3 different ideal clients because you need something else out of them and you need them to be at a certain stage. Heather can't use them if they're in the baby stage because how are they going to pay for business coaching when they're not making any revenue? They have no idea. It's still a hobby. They left their job. They're still wishing were still over there getting their 5 weeks of paid vacation and their expense account. And Heather's trying to gear them up to be successful 10 years from now, and they can't see 10 days from now. So that's not an ideal client. So how does one define an ideal client? If you look at any of the major corporations, let's take Apple, for example. Okay, I'm an Android user. But if you ever see an Apple iPhone commercial or ad, print ad, you'll always see a woman's hand, probably in her 30s, maybe early 40s. That's the ideal customer, not some techie guy that thinks he can, I'd rather have an Android so I could program it and all that stuff. Doesn't mean that men don't buy iPhones. Plenty of men buy iPhones.
I have an iPhone.
But the ideal audience is a woman who has some level of success, manicured nails in the picture, holding the iPhone and all that stuff, because no fuss. They're not going to the Sprint store, the Apple store, or wherever to try to negotiate or see if it's on sale. You know what? They want the iPhone 14. It's coming out. They want all the bling with it. They want the cover. They want the ecosystem. They want the extra storage.
They want the blue.
Exactly.
And they want to be able to name their
and that's
group
an
text.
ideal client. You could still allow other people to buy. I realize my ideal clients are companies that already have employees. They have an office. They already had marketing, and it's not working.
That's probably most businesses.
Yeah, and they already had their tia's friend's son build them a website for $300 because he took a class at Alamo Colleges. And I tell him, I'm like, hey, man, you want to put $1 million a year business in the hands of a 19-year-old who took a class? Vaya con Dios. But it's like spending $25,000 on a motorcycle and putting on a baseball cap and thinking that's going to protect your head. You want a helmet that will protect you if you fall or hit your head at 50, 100 miles an hour.
It's another Howieism.